welcome to Swan Island Dahlias. I'm Heather, part of the team here. Today we're going to give you an update on cuttings. If you haven't watched our other video, be sure to go check it out. It's a little more thorough with a little more information, but I want to give you an update because we do cuttings every year here on the farm to increase our productivity of a variety. So if we have a variety we want to build up, we use cuttings to do so, which you could do at your own home. We start cuttings at the end of January and we continue through the middle of April in our climate. And that's about as late as we go because they actually need time to root before they get transferred outside. So some will stay in the trays in this warm condition. Our greenhouse is about 70 to 75 degrees, high humidity. They will stay in this condition for about 2 to 3 weeks for some may be up to 2 months. Then they are moved to a cold frame where they will get more exposure to more normal temperatures outside to adjust before they are planted about the middle to end of May here in our farm in Oregon. So depending on your location, you've got to wait to put any type of cuttings outside after the last chance of frost. So as you can see, we do a lot of cuttings here in the farm. Probably about 15,000 a year. It helps us build up our variety if we are having trouble with stock on something and want to increase it or have oversold it. This gives us a chance to build it up. So today Rigoberto is going to help me and give you an idea of how we do cutting so you can watch our entire process. First thing is making sure you have the right medium. So if you do not have the right type of soil, you will burn up your tender little shoots. So we use a SunGrow professional mix. There's lots of different mixes on the market. So make sure you look for something that doesn't have a lot of nutrients added to it because we don't want to burn and over fertilize those tender shoots when they get started. So let's head over to Rigoberto so you can see up close how we do cuttings. So Rigoberto is going to take a cutting with a razor blade. He's leaving one set of leaves still on that tuber. Now again, as we talk about waking up tubers versus doing cuttings, completely two different processes. So if you are taking cuttings, you will leave the crown of the tuber out of the soil so that you can get to the little sprouts to be able to do the cuttings. If you are waking your tubers up, you are completely covering them to make sure that they are able to root, because they will also send out roots up near the crown. So it's really important that you allow them to root properly if you're trying to start them. And again, cuttings are done in a really warm conditions, 70, 75 degrees at least in our greenhouse, high humidity. They will not grow if it is cooler and you will be very disappointed. So he is removing the bottom leaves, and what that does is allow where those bottom leaves are is where the new little roots are going to come out. So we definitely want to remove those. It's hard to do. He's taken off those big leaves, I think, so that they're not sucking so much juice from the new little roots getting started. So they've still got a little bit of leaves at the very top, but he's taken off anything that's big and maybe in the way and may take too much energy away from that little start. So he's using a little tool to poke a hole to make his cuttings go into the dirt much easier. But again, we're using that SunGrow professional mix. As you see, he is dipping each of the cuttings in just the tip. Rigoberto, will you show how deep you dip? So he's going to just show that. So he's just dipping the very bottom, and we are using a rooting hormone, which you would need to do the same thing. So as he dips it there, it's just the very tip. He's going to go ahead and now stick those guys in their little holes and make sure they're kind of pushed in there nice and solid. So he's got a bunch of these. This is a great way to build up your stock of a variety if you're trying to do it. Now we don't do our entire crop this way. We do some to build up stock of certain varieties. So at this time, once the cuttings are done and he's got them in, he's going to give them a dose of water, and that water actually, we use a Miracle Grow plant food, and on this one, this is the rose food, and this runs, I think it's an 18, 24, 16. So it is much higher nitrogen than what we recommend once you have your dahlias planted outdoors, established for the summer. We would recommend a low nitrogen, but these guys need some good fertilizer, strong, and they need it right away. So we will go ahead and give them the nitrogens, because also our soil does not have nutrients in it, so it's not enriching them in that way. One other other thing we always get asked is, do cuttings develop tubers? They do. They will grow and bloom the first year. They might be a little later than the average would be if it were grown from a tuber, and they will produce a small clump the first year. So thank you so much for watching. Please check out all of our other videos, follow us on social media, and have a beautiful day.